Hey parent, have you ever asked yourself if an AI can be a conversation partner for your kids' language learning? We did, and we found that the answer might be in your pocket. We've been experimenting with both Grok and ChatGPT's voice models to see how they perform. So today we're going to compare them head to head to help you decide which might be the right one for your family. And the best part is that it's all free. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Bill.
And I'm SELYNA.
And we are Raised in Thailand. Now let's start with a problem. When we tested Grok, we ran into an issue that many parents might face. Take a look at this.
Hola, me llamo Ara. Soy una amiga que habla despacito. Vivo en una computadora. Es divertido. ¿Cómo te llamas tú?
Yo soy SELYNA.
Hola, SELYNA. ¡Qué nombre tan bonito! Yo soy Ara. Vivo en una nube digital. ¿Cuántos años tienes, SELYNA?
Tengo 9 años. Tengo 9 años.
9 años. ¡Qué genial, SELYNA! Yo no tengo edad. Soy una voz en la computadora. ¿Dónde vives tú?
Yo vivo en Tailandia. Yo vivo en Tailandia.
Tailandia. ¡Qué lugar tan interesante, SELYNA! Yo soy Ara. Vivo en una computadora y hablo con niños de muchos lugares. ¿Tienes una mascota en Tailandia?
Did you understand?
No entiendo.
Perdón, SELYNA. Hablaré más despacito. No tengo mascota, pero me gustan los animales. ¿Tú tienes un perrito o un gatito en Tailandia?
No.
Entiendo, SELYNA. No tienes mascota. Está bien. Yo soy Ara. Me gusta imaginar que tengo un pez digital. ¿Te gusta jugar en Tailandia? ¿Qué juegos haces?
Sí. Sí.
¡Qué bueno, SELYNA!
Did you see that? Grok was speaking a little fast and it seemed to struggle with SELYNA's answers. This is a common problem with AI language tutors, and this is probably why SELYNA doesn't want to talk to any of these AI tutors. I usually have to pressure her a little to get her to do that. Now let's look at ChatGPT. On the surface, it seems to have a solution for this. We specifically prompted it to speak more slowly and to be more patient. Here's a clip from our test.
Mi nombre es SELYNA.
Hola, SELYNA. ¿Cómo estás hoy? ¿Bien?
Sí.
¡Qué bueno! ¿Te gusta la escuela? ¿Sí o no?
Sí. Sí.
¡Qué bien! ¿Qué es lo que más te gusta hacer en la escuela?
No entiendo.
¿Te gusta dibujar? ¿Sí o no?
Sí. Sí.
¡Qué divertido! ¿Dibujas en casa también?
Sí. Sí.
So you can see that ChatGPT is a bit better at slowing down and adapting. But even with these specific instructions, we noticed it sometimes struggled to understand SELYNA's voice.
Sí.
It would miss her C answer, just like Grok, and that can be frustrating for a child, right?
Sí.
Now, going back to Grok, have you ever tried to switch languages mid-sentence with an AI only to get a blank stare? We did, and Grok often wouldn't understand us unless we first told it which language we were about to speak. So you can't just start speaking Norwegian out of the blue. This can be an obstacle for parents who aren't fluent in the language their child is learning, but luckily there's a solution. Grok has a really neat feature where you can create a specific agent with a single task, like being a Spanish teacher for a child. When you create a dedicated agent or mode, no prompting is needed once you have written the instructions in the backend. When we compare the prompting in ChatGPT to the agent feature in Grok, the agent has an advantage because it is more focused on a single task. In addition, no prompting is needed once you have written the instructions. All the while, ChatGPT has an edge out of the box. With the new ChatGPT 5 update, you can use one chat as a language tutor and come back to it later. And you can pick up right where you left off. However, eventually the prompt will fade away and you'll have to start a new chat, which requires you to prompt it again. It's important to consider what language your kid is learning. Grok does not speak fluently in smaller languages. It still has a noticeable accent of some of these smaller languages. Although it is just a question of time before the quirk will be gone, it's still something to carefully consider. ChatGPT, on the other hand, had more time to learn and is now perfectly fluent in all languages. It even masters several different individual dialects, even in the smaller languages. Both ChatGPT and Grok has a fair use limit for free users. According to ChatGPT, you can use the voice model for about 1 hour a day. Grok claims that it can only be used for 10 queries a day, but I have never yet experienced being shut out of the app or after the 10 queries end. On the contrary, I find that I never run out of usage on Grok. Okay, so let's do a little summary here. If your kid is learning a rare language, you should rather use ChatGPT. But if you want to get started in the easiest way possible, you can make a mode for language learning in Grok, like we did. You can get the prompt in the description. Then it will be very easy to just open the app, press the voice mode, and then choose the exact language learning mode that you made for your kid. Both Grok and ChatGPT are amazing tools, but they still have one critical flaw. They don't replace the need for a human, yet. They're great for building vocabulary and getting some practice when your kid is without a human conversation partner, but they can't provide that aha moment of true connection and understanding that happens when you use language with another person. The real solution isn't to rely on just one tool, but to use them as a part of a bigger plan. For a complete, free plan on how to teach your child a foreign language, click the video in the end screen now and check out our other video. This video will give you the exact plan for teaching your kid a foreign language, and the best part is that all the resources required in this video or in this plan is free.